Comments coming on our Facebook page, DW Africa. Now to Gambia, where there is a public outcry over allegations that top government officials accepted bribes from the European Union to repatriate Gambian citizens deported from EU member states.
Now the uproar follows the recent deportation of 22 Gambians from Germany. Sankule Janko report from Banjul.
The Interior Minister for the German state of Baden-Württemberg in 2018 said there were 2,500 Gambian refugees whose asylum requests were rejected and who would be deported. After 2 years of reluctance to repatriate its deported citizens, Gambian authorities have finally succumbed to pressure from the European Union. A chartered flight from Germany arrived in the Gambian capital, Banjul, in the early hours of November 19. On board were 22 Gambian deportees. Their arrival has sparked an outcry among some Gambians who accuse government officials of bribery in exchange of accepting the deportees.
I am equally disappointed as a Gambian because I believe there could have been some better strategies that the government could use. It's frustrating to survive in the Gambia. So in accepting deportees, bringing them back in a country that is not economically growing, I believe it's going to be an extra problem.
I think the Gambia government should devise ways of trying to make sure that these migrants are granted permission to live in and work in Germany, rather than having about 2,000 people being deported to the Gambia, frustrated and having a lack of opportunities for jobs, and also having a lack of opportunity to fully reintegrate.
Gambia had placed a moratorium on repatriating its deported citizens, especially from Germany, where Gambians from Europe are usually returned from. The moratorium continued until October 2019, when Gambia agreed with the EU to either accept its deported citizens or face sanctions. Gambia's Information Minister, Ibrahim Silla, recently told a radio station in Banjul that they managed to agree with the EU to let Gambians stay in Europe, but failed to dwell on the agreement.
I know that the government was engaged on this particular issue last year, and because of a number of issues, we were able to agree with the EU to at least put a moratorium on this.
Although Gambian officials denied accepting EU bribes, government spokesperson Ibrahim Sankare admitted that it was the EU's threats to impose sanctions which led to Gambia repatriating its citizens.
More aid and very stiff sanctions that can also go to undermine our economy. Like the price of bread, for instance, could have skyrocketed as a consequence of the Gambia government's belligerence in accepting the deportees from $7 per loaf of bread maybe to some $20. And even the fuel that we buy to import stuff into the Gambia could have also been hamstrung.
There are more than 30,000 Gambians in major European countries, mostly in France, Italy, and the majority in Germany. According to German statistics agency, Deportations, in 2012, there were just 3,500 Gambians in Germany. 5 years later, this number had grown to more than 16,000. According to reports, these figures represented one of the highest numbers of any single country's migrant population in Germany. Since December 2016, the EU has given Gambia 365 million euros in development funds. According to the official deal between the EU and Gambia, the West African country must accept the deportation of 50 Gambians monthly or risk sanctions. For now, it appears Gambian authorities would rather accept the deportation of its citizens from Germany than to lose the financial support it's receiving from the EU.
Thanks, Sakule Janko, for that report. And earlier on, we also posted on our Facebook page. There's a lot of comments there, Abu.
Indeed. Sila says Gambia has very corrupt leader and very disappointed.
Ugbaja Izuchuku says deportation isn't a death sentence. Gambia also has the power to deport EU citizens